I'm nervous, as you can tell, because I'm hiding behind here. I'm a professor at a college in Indiana, and what I tell kids what I do is I put my hands like this, and it's not because it's a tactical stance, because I'm a retired criminal profiler, and no, I'm not going to profile you, and I'm also a retired hostage negotiator. And what I tell kids, since I retired, I don't work out as much, and I gained 60 pounds. I retired April the 4th, and I gained 60 pounds. So what I tell my students is, this is my hand like this. It's not a tactical police thing, but it's protecting me because it's hiding me to my virtual wall, and it's hiding my gut so you don't see it. But you can see my gut, but to me you can't see it because it's here. So just wanted to explain that. My name is Crux Conception, real name Stacy Jenkins, but Crux Conception is a pseudonym for crisis intervention because I'm a very strong advocate of mental health. Probably want to know, what is a criminal profiler, hostage negotiator doing at a IT or a leadership conference? It's because one thing that we do have in common, besides having number 1, 2, and 3 in this order, law enforcement, worldwide, not just America, tech community, and the medical profession have the highest stress professions. Besides that, we both have a desire to get to the truth. We both have a desire to seek knowledge. We want to answer. We're fact finders. We are all fact finders. And some of you guys are out there, some of you guys and ladies are out there going like this. And that's active listening. That's a part of active listening. It's what the FBI calls active listening. And it's a method to help people continue to talk. Does anybody know what active listening is? Anybody ever hear of active listening? Okay. It's what the FBI uses in hostage negotiation. What I did was took all the cop stuff out, took all the law enforcement, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, good guy, bad guy stuff out, and made it people friendly. Ladies and gentlemen, I was in Croatia, and I gave a lecture, and I asked, every time I step off the stage, and I was telling Jacob this, every time I step off the stage when I speak, I always ask, what do I need to work on? I don't ask how I did. I ask, what do I need to work on? And what he told me was, in Croatia, he said, this is a very practical lecture. And I took offense to that at first. But he's right. It's not technical, it's practical. You know why? Because we all have communication skills. I'm just here to give you incentives to enhance the tools you already have. And it's basically words I just used. Incentive, tools, and enhance. I'm not saying I'm giving you a new tool. I'm not saying I'm teaching you how to do this because you already have it in you and you already know how to do it. I'm just saying, hey, use it more often, okay? Now, the camera doesn't mind. I'm going to step off because I'm getting a little bit more comfortable now, I'm feeling about like 20 pounds less now because you guys are smiling, not making me feel insecure. So I'm getting a little bit closer now. All right. How do we collect data? This is how we typically collect data. Formal speech, inquiry. How you doing, sir? What's your name?
Hi, my name is Ewan.
Okay, I'm Stacy or Crux. You know, Crux or Stacy, I don't want to confuse you, so I'm Crux. Okay, how you doing, sir?
I'm good.
You're in?
Yeah.
Okay. What I just did was introduce myself to him. Said hi. If I speak too fast, let me know. I've been told I speak fast, but it's because I'm passionate about it. No, I'm lying. I'm just nervous. So, dialogue questioning, accusations and conflicts, research, and just a physical presence. Ma'am, what's your name?
Nicole.
Nicole, how you doing? I'm Stacy. Okay, what did I say I was going to say I was? Crux. Okay, another thing I need for you guys to do. When I was in law enforcement and I was in the academy, we took a speech class on how to public speak. We had a week-long segment. And every time we said the word we had to do 20 push-ups. Obviously, I'm not going to do 20 push-ups. I don't even know I can do a push-up today. But somebody keep track on how many times I say the word Last time I was in Romania, I said the word in 30 minutes, I said the word 160 times. So I'm trying to perfect myself on that. It's all about communication, all about eye contact. What's your name?
Blue.
Hey, Luke, how you doing? I'm Stacy. Okay. Luke, what do you hope to gain out of this?
Become better at speaking to people.
Okay, good. Now, Luke, you give good eye contact. All of you guys and girls, ladies, gentlemen, people, all you people give great eye contact, and you were scaring the heck out of me. Jacob's over here looking at me. I'm saying Jacob's name because he's the only one I know so far. And you're on?
Yep.
Okay, see, you was on your cell phone. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You can go ahead and talk or call if you want to. He said, of course I can. See, this is a strong, and I'm not making fun. That's an assertive individual. Of course I can. He knows what, and it's true, he can. But you know what? He didn't sit there and be quiet and say, no, he said, of course I can. That shows assertiveness. That shows leadership. Are you in a leadership position?
Not really.
You try?
Huh?
Are you in a leadership position?
Not really. Not yet.
Not yet. There you go. Okay. There you go. Everybody give him a hand because, hey, he's like, I'm going to get there. Okay. Questions like that. If he were to ask me, am I in a leadership position? I'm no longer in a leadership position. Does it weaken rapport? No. If he continue to ask questions, does it weaken rapport? No. It's how you ask questions. Sir, what's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick, how you doing? I'm Stacy. Okay, what did I say I was going to be? Crux or Stacy? I can't forget. See, that's part of my abnormal behavior. So I got split personality. Okay, let me ask you this. You're my supervisor. We have a big meeting. We have key investors coming. We have a team project going on, and we're here to propose our project. Everybody's wearing suits and ties, brother, blue suits. What I see a lot here in London is blue suits and brown shoes. I like that. I think that's sexy. Without sounding too overt, I do. I think that's a sexy look, and I like that. I'm gonna get some blue suit and brown shoes when I get home. Here I am wearing jeans. I'm the only one wearing jeans. You're my supervisor. How would you tell me that I disappointed you and I made the team look bad?
I wouldn't tell you.
You wouldn't?
Yeah, because I'm concerned about your ideas, not your president.
Okay, but we had a memo out there that there was a dress code. How would you tell me? You're my supervisor.
Probably in a one-to-one session.
Okay, that's good. One-to-one session, everybody agree? One-to-one session. Thank you. That can't incite defensiveness. It will not generate obstacles. One-to-one session. Let me get this out of the way before I forget. This is certified. You can take this back. Just hit me up with an email. I'll send you the whole PowerPoint slide. I'll send you a certification. Let me know you read the whole PowerPoint, and you can teach this at your work when you take this home. So get my email address. All you got to do is send me an email saying, whatever your name is, on this date, read the whole PowerPoint. I'll send you a certification back, and you can teach this. This is what I teach in my class, and also with other classes I teach. Just want to throw that out there for you, free of charge, because it works. What this does is, it's behavioral adjustment. What I learned a long time ago, I used to say the word, trust me. And I can't say that anymore. Sorry. Everybody's turning their neck around, so where'd the brother go? So, change the word around. And now I say, instead of saying trust me, because trust is something you earn, and you don't know me, all I could say is, I know what I'm talking about. With my accolades, my background, my education, training, and experience, I can honestly say I know what I'm talking about. This works. This is what the FBI calls the behavioral change. It changes one's behavior. Not to manipulate, but to change one's behavior. How many people work in a team project? Work in a team setting? Okay. All right. You don't have to raise your hands, but how many people don't like, there's some teammates you don't like. Okay, everybody go, he just left? Okay, wow. Woo, okay. All right. There's a lot of teammates that okay. And if you want to take pictures of the screen, fine. But again, like I said, send me an email. I'll send you the PowerPoint. With that said, dang. Again, anybody keeping contact? How many others I said? See, nobody's keeping. Okay, wow. Okay, one so far. Okay. I took the police, law enforcement, kicking down the door, bad guy, good guy out of it. This changes behavioral contact. It changes one's behavior. God willing, and if Jacob and them let me come back next year, I'll have my dissertation complete. I'll be Dr. Jenkins, PhD, psychology. And I can honestly say this works. And I'll share with you, hopefully if we had time at the end of this, a little story about mental health, my issues, and not letting these skills work. Okay, the object of active listening is to reduce feelings and return the talker to a customary rapport. It gets them to talk and to encourage interactive change and ideas with one another. We're going to talk about emotional tagging, paraphrasing, mirror reflecting, summary, open-ended questions, and the I message. Ladies and gentlemen, as I stated before, how many of you don't like, I asked how many people don't like some of your teammates. You don't have to like your teammate. It's not about the team, it's not about the teammate. It's about the team and the work product you build. If that person is a good programmer, a good coder, excuse my language, I don't like cursing. I think it's rude, but sometimes you have to. If he's a kick-ass, that's to me, that's a nasty word, sorry. If he's a kick butt programmer, coder, you don't have to like him or her, but you can respect their skills. You respect their skills and you forget about the problems that you have with that individual. You lay all that aside, you have a great product. It's all in the mindset. Your voice is your number one tool. A lot of us don't talk, but I spoke at 34 conferences last year, all tech conferences. I'm like, what's up with these tech people? One thing I know about the tech people, the sponsors got money. Sponsors got money out the yin yang. They do. I go to a law enforcement conference or a mental health conference. Man, they broke, they ghetto, they trifling, they hood. I mean, you know, who reuses a water bottle? Come on. I go in here in the speaker lounge, y'all got glass bottles with names on it and everything like that. But one thing I noticed, my perception of people in the technology building or technology field was they're in a cubicle and they're typing, they're by themselves, they really don't talk that much, but that's not true. You guys are giving good eye contact, nobody's on their cell phone, everybody's listening. I mean, you're giving so much eye contact, y'all scaring me. I'm sweating because you're good. Mom says she hopes I have kids like me, but I don't like the way she says it. Okay, it's how we say things. Now, sir, what's your name? Colonel, I'm Stacy. Yeah, Crux, thank you. See, I'm confused. Okay, I didn't even know my name. They couldn't even find my name when I registered at the hotel last night. They said, what's your name? I said, Stacy Jenkins. Are you sure? I said, oh, try Crux Conception. It was Crux Conception. Okay. Let me ask you this. Based on the scenario I gave you about me not dressing adequately for the meeting, say it to me in the most nasty way you could. Nasty way you could.
Without cursing?
Yeah.
I'd say you look like shit.
Okay. Look like shit. How you doing, sir? What's your name? Javier? Yeah. I came to you because you know why? You kind of look like Sylvester Stallone a little bit, back in his younger day. Okay. Say, hey, you're Adrian. No, let me ask you a question. You say it in a nice way. Say it in a nice diplomatic way.
I think the way you're dressing is not appropriate for
the okay. Thank you. That way sounded much better, but unfortunately, we got supervisors, we got team leaders that talk like that, don't we? We got team leaders and supervisors that lack people skills, that lack communication skills. That's why it's important for me, you email me, and you can send this at your next conference or your next team meeting, you can teach this. Because it's all about making better communication. You speak to people better, you make better communication, you're definitely going to have a better team building skill. You're going to have better team dynamics. And again, I took offense to it in Croatia, but the man was right. It's practical because it's something we already have. It's something you already have. Just got to use it more often. Your voice is your number one tool. The way you say something can be 5 times more effective. The tone. Your tone can be 5 times more effective. How you doing, ma'am? What's your name?
I'm good. I'm Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. How you doing? Where are you from?
I'm from Nebraska.
Okay, I thought I detected a...
Well, Midwestern?
Yes, ma'am. I'm from Indiana, so... Okay. Now, Miss Sandy, or Sandy, let me ask you this. Say I'm walking around too much and you're used to speakers being up there just clicking the slides, and that's what you're used to.
That's what I do.
Okay. Tell me that you'd rather see me up there in an angry tone.
You know, it'd be a lot less distracting if you would just stand at the podium.
Okay. Okay, that was nasty, rude, but dang, she scared me, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. Right. Statement of emotions heard. You sound angry. You seem hurt. I hear loneliness. You sound betrayed. You know what that does? Let me ask you this. Let me step back here. Let me get my homie. Hi, what's your name, sir?
Jacob?
Jacob, how you doing? Everybody give Jacob a hand. Seriously, no. And give NDC a hand, too. Real talk. Give him a hand. I'm going to ask you something, sir. And I want you to use one of those phrases up there. And what it's going to do, people, what he's going to say is going to be like, man, he's listening to me. He's not just blowing me off. Ready? Scene 1, action. Man, I was so ticked off today. It said the GPS, you guys said that it was a 4-minute walk. It took me 15 minutes because my GPS kept going in and out of sync. Man.
You seem hurt.
Yeah. Somebody else. I sound what? Angry, frustrated. And you know what that's telling me? It's not like, instead of saying, dang, I know what you're going through, or I understand what you're going through, say, you seem hurt. You sound angry. You sound frustrated. You know? Shaquille O'Neal said something about, I'm sorry, I'm from America, and I don't even know. God, just passed away, airplane accident. Kobe Bryant, I'm sorry. Now y'all probably like, that's a stupid brother. And brother's supposed to know stuff about basketball. Okay, so, but I didn't. I'm not a Lakers fan. But it was tragic. A lot of people would say something like, I see the pain in your eye. Instead of saying, I understand what you're going through, like, give me, sir, what's your name? Luca, I'm Stacy. Luca, give me a name, a fictitious name of a team leader. Just make up any name. Luca? Marco? Marco getting on my ass, man. This dude want me to reprogram this whole project in 2 hours. Who the hell does that? Man, sounds like you're upset. You know, it's that right there, if somebody says that to me, it'll calm me down because it shows that they're listening. You know, instead of saying, I know what you're going through, because you really don't know what you're going through. We really don't. We all experience different pains, different frustrations, different excitements. I was always told never to say, you know what you're going through. I promised I wasn't going to use the cop story because they told me when I said, what do I need to work on? They said, take the cop stories out. take the stories about you out. But this is a true story. My first day as a hostage negotiator, a dude was on the ledge about to jump. He said, yeah, man, my wife left me. I lost my job. I don't have a house anymore. Guess what I said? I know what you're going through. He said, oh, really? Your wife's name, I forgot what he said his wife is. Your kid's name is his. You lived at such and such address. You worked there. Really? You do know what I'm going through? And he jumped. So ever since then, I'll never say I know what you're going through. So, identification and underlining feelings. The talker often often have many emotions. How many of people have seen emotion erupt, not erupt, but evolve at your workplace? Okay. Now, without showing hands, but statistics don't lie. Worldwide statistics don't lie. I even interviewed 1,300 people, and the facts that I got from the tech field was like, wow. Stress exists in the technology community, doesn't it? Yeah. Guy was telling me at a conference in Dallas, a DevOps conference. He said, man, I got to change Microsoft wants me to change from this to that. And if I can't, then I'm out of a job. And I've had this job for 10 years. I'm like, wow, that's deep. So there is emotion. You guys aren't just these cold-blooded programmers and typists and you guys have feelings. You guys have fears. You guys have aspirations and excitements. Thing is, we need to have team members, team building. We need to hone in on that. Gentleman came up to me what do I need to work on? He said, well, that sounds like you're just being fake and you're being a fake person to these people. No, it's not. All it is listening. Brief follow-alongs, repeating the last few words, good initial techniques. For instance, I'll be the talker. My supervisor doesn't pay attention to what I say to her, and it makes me angry. Sir, what's your name? Okay, I just said that to you in a conversation. We're at your desk, and I came and talked to you about that, and your response is,
It makes you angry.
yeah, it does. Periodic covering the main points. His story, his feelings, her story, her feelings, in your words. If you repeat what someone says to you when they're talking, it gives them the encouragement to keep talking. Ladies and gentlemen, we all want to be a part of something. And when we're on that team, and we're in a team project, we want our voices to be heard. We want our experiences to be noted. We want credit for our work. It's our job to listen as a teammate, as a team leader. It's our job to listen. Questions that require more than a yes or no. What, how, when, brief follow-alongs. For example, indicate your presence. Now, this was my go-to move. This was always my go-to move, and it was my favorite. It was cheap, inexpensive, and practical. Okay. How you doing, man? What's your name? Kim. How you doing? I'm Stacy. Oh, wait a minute. Damn, y'all gonna have me cuss. Damn it. Okay, darn it. Okay. I keep mixing up. I keep forgetting who I am. Jacob, what's up, man? All right. Kim, tell me what you did today from the time you got up in the morning till you came here.
I went to get breakfast.
Okay.
I met with my coworker.
Uh-huh.
We came here.
Yeah.
We registered for the conference.
Okay.
Then we sat down in like the main keynote speaker area.
Okay.
Then we took a little break to get some coffee.
Uh-huh.
Then we came back upstairs to find this room.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Sir, your name? Hi, how you doing? I'm Stacy. And you said,
It's Adi Reza.
okay,
Yeah,
uh,
for sure, it's Adi.
Allie. Okay. Now, you saw this conversation. Watch this conversation. Sir, can you tell me what you did this morning before you came here?
Almost the same. Taking a shower, having some breakfast at the hotel, and coming to conference with you, registration, taking my card, and after you.
Okay. This was Crux. This was Stacy. Okay? Who would you rather have as a team leader, Crux or Stacy? Yeah. Does Stacy seem like he gives a damn? Stacy just lacks people skill. That's all. He may give a damn. He just lacks people skills. He forgot what his mama and daddy taught him. Not me. My mama slapped me if she heard me say that. And my mama got them big ghetto arms, them flabby arms, boys. That's what we call them in the hood, call them ghetto arms, because they flab. So, but it's a sexy flab. I'm not discriminating there. I love that. It's a sexy flab. I got them now since I don't work out anymore. Use wisely. Effective in combination with other skills such as paraphrasing. Timing is important. You notice I didn't cut her off. I let her say what she had to say, and I said, mm-hmm. Did I express that I was listening to you and it was interesting? Did I encourage you? Just a simple, yeah. Did that encourage you to talk more? Yeah. With you, did you like, damn, I wish this conversation over with? Yeah. If you want to piss somebody off someday, in this, the coolest thing about this is you can take this home and use it. You can use it with your kids, you can use it with your spouse, your girlfriend, your mistress, whoever. And the cool thing about it is you can use it at work and play. If you want to tick somebody off one day, just do that to them. If you want to shut somebody up, we all know some people just talk. If you want to shut them up one day, just go like this. If you're on the phone with them, don't even go, because sooner or later they're like, are you there? And that is a tactic that they use too, is taught too, and I teach that, is when people talk all the time and they don't give anybody else a chance to talk, and you're on the phone with somebody who's just constantly talking, don't say a word. Because if you don't say a word, they'll stop and say, are you there? Am I boring you? Don't say you're not, don't respond to that. Just start kicking in what you got to say. Say, no, well, what you had me thinking was, and then you voice your opinions. You voice your ideas. Okay? It's all psychological. It's all psychological, and it's all about listening. That's all it is. Again, I took offense to when they said it was practical because I did some hardcore research on this. This was some research. This was a peer-reviewed paper. This was published in a journal. And when he said it was practical, but you know what? He was right. It is practical. It's because it's something we all have. It's something that you already have. The knots, what you don't do, advice, judgment, or persuasion. But in a team setting, especially when you got a project and your butt is on the line, sir, what's your name? Karen, hi, I'm Stacy. Okay, what the hell, man? I don't know who I am, okay? So if I say I'm Stacy or I'm Crux, y'all just bear with me, okay? Just say the brother got issues. All right, so, Karen, when we're talking about in your field, if you're in a team setting, your name's going on that. Your work is going on that, not just John or Jay Doe, but your work is going on that product. So yeah, you do have to input your advice and your judgment, but it's the way you do it. It's the way you say it. Feelings and values, lifestyle statements, and opinions are what count. For instance, if you and I were on, what do you do for a living, sir?
Software developer.
You're a developer. Okay. You're a developer. I'm a team leader. I promised our supervisor, I promised our sponsors that we would have this project done today, but it's not ready today. How would you tell me, instead of saying, hey, look, man, it's not ready today, how would you ask for more time?
I'd be honest and upfront.
Mhm.
I'd say I haven't completed it in the time that I needed to. Could I have more time?
See? It's practical. I don't even know why I'm here. Jacob, y'all could have saved some money and not brought me here, man. No, I'm just playing. Erase that part. Erase that part because I love it here, man. So if y'all gonna make me go back to America, at least let me visit the Jack the Ripper tour first. All right. Because, hey, I'm a criminal profiler. I promise everybody in America I'm gonna solve that case and I will. So behavioral change again. Empathy. Empathy is not sympathy. It's an identification of an individual's understanding of another situation, feeling, and their motives. It's just understanding them. Ladies and gentlemen, I know this may seem futile, but if you put back in your mind, how can I use this in a team setting, team project? And you say, oh, yeah, I can use that. I guarantee you, you'll have a better work product. Even with the most stubborn person in the world, I know what I'm talking about. I've worked with stubborn people. I've taught stubborn people. Heck, I'm stubborn. Behavioral way builds rapport. Rapport is a relationship of mutual trust. Again, ma'am, how you doing? What's your name?
Christine.
Hi, Christy. I'm Stacy. Where are you from? Nebraska? Omaha. Okay. Omaha is in Nebraska, right? Okay, I should know that because I'm from America. All right. Did we just build some type of rapport?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We did. And you guys are looking, and you know what? At first, I'm looking and I'm observing you guys, and I'm thinking you're on your cell phone. You guys are taking notes. And I'm like, that's cool. And you looked up at me like, yeah, I'm taking notes. Yeah, you're taking notes. You know? One guy was taking notes in class, taking notes in a lecture, and I said, man, I said if you send me an email, I'll give you my PowerPoint. He said, no, you just said you taught a class on how to profile social media accounts. I'm not going to have you Google my name and profile me. I got issues, man. I got problems. And he's like, I said, okay. He said, I'm telling you, I got problems. I'm like, okay, calm down. Take all the notes you want. Shit. Shoot. Okay. So, but yeah, and you're taking notes and you're observant. This has probably been the most, London, y'all, this is probably the most observant class I've seen, attendees I've seen. I don't like to call it class because I'm not teaching because you already know this. Almost active listening phrases that damage rapport. Calm down. How many people would like, if you're upset, if you're about to get that badge taken away, your security clearance taken away, you about to get they got you a box. You about to get escorted out the office, and you got Johnny Go Lucky there with his coffee and stuff like that. Hey, Eddie, you're getting fired. Calm down, buddy. Life's okay. You don't want to hear that, right? You want to slap the taste out of Johnny's mouth 2 times. So, I understand. We don't understand. Why? You should, you shouldn't. Those are accusatory. Calm down and understand why you should. What's better? I can see or hear the frustration in your voice. I can see the anger. I can see the excitement in your face. Okay, you got a good idea. You got something on. You got a new project you want to discover. Okay, man, woo. Keep that enthusiasm up. I can see it. You look hype. You're hyping me up. You're making me excited. I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead. Okay. Yeah. That's a good concept. What causes that? You know, instead of saying you shouldn't do this or why, what caused that? Why is he such a jerk? Why is she such a jerk? What causes that? It helps you get to the bottom of the question. It helps them explain better. Influence. The power or the capacity to cause change in thought or action. That's what influence is. iMessages. When you such and such, I feel because. Use to confront the talker about a behavior that is counterproductive without being accusatory. When you yell at me, I feel frustrated because it stops me from listening to you. You may notice I'm using terminology or examples that have to deal with emotion. Because you know what? When we're talking, especially in a team setting, it is based on emotion. Because the team setting, even though you're working as a team in a common goal, you're competitive. You're competitive with one another. You want to outshine that person. Or your ideal or your method is better than that person. Good tone of voice, no harsh, sarcastic, or punishing words. Choice of words, nothing threatening or non-judgmental. Effective pauses. Setup for delivery, it gains the talker's attention. For instance, the effective pause is when I was saying about not saying a word. When that person's just blah, 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 just talking, keep talking, don't say nothing. It stops the conversation. It gets their attention. You gain the attention. You're in control. The I portion. And yeah, I did say the word control. Because if you're talking to somebody and they're talking for 10 minutes nonstop, hell, 5 minutes nonstop is even long, and they're not letting you say a word edgewise, they're in control. They're taking control. You have to set precedents to say, hey, this is a two-way conversation here. No zingers. If you really want to say something and you can't just taste how good the words say, it's probably wrong to say it anyway. I'm a real advocate of thinking before you speak. You know why? Because I don't think before I speak. So, your voice may be a strong tool. Empathy is neither opposition or agreement. It's just it's understanding. You're not agreeing with that person. You're not opposing that person. You're understanding them. When called for, confrontation should be non-threatening or non-judgmental. Don't judge. Your coworker has an idea, maybe a shortcut, maybe a faster method or a new method, or they saw something in a journal, or they saw something in a magazine, or they came back from a conference with a new idea. Don't dog them out. Don't judge them. Listen. What harm can that do? Perishable skills, once learned and if not used, they diminish. The more they are used, the better listeners become and can be used to all aspects of life. A listener doesn't need to be in a crisis situation to benefit from a better listener. Don't need to be a hostage negotiator. You don't even need to be a negotiator. There's a person in our country that claims he's the greatest negotiator. Matter of fact, he wrote a book on the art of negotiation. Does he use his alleged no negotiation skills? Does he use active listening? No. Yes. And you could tell. I profiled him on Twitter. I have a Twitter account, and I told my students, I'm not saying the person's name, but I told my students, I said, watch this, my profiling social media accounts. I said, watch this. This person likes his ego stroked. He likes to be adored and praised. I'm like, yeah, Mr. Such and Such. Yeah, Mr. Such and Such, you're right. Yeah, they ain't got nothing on you. We love you. The black people love you, man. I said, I'm taking flack from the people and the black people, but I don't care because I love you, man. You know, I didn't say who it was, but within a month, he started following me and retweeting my tweets. And I told my students it was because all he had to do, it's just about listening. Now, was that a con job? Yeah. Was that being fake? Yeah. But again, people just want to be listened, and people just want to be heard. All right. Last story. How much time we got? Oh, we're almost done. Okay, last story. As I said, I'm an advocate of mental health. I have twin daughters. I'm a twin. My twin brother is still an FBI agent. There's 17 of us in law enforcement. From my dad, my grandfather was the first black sheriff in Michigan, in the state of Michigan. My uncle works at, he's the head of security or was the head of security at NIT. And my mom calls us the black version of that TV show Blue Bloods. There's so many cops in my family. I had a case two little girls. Matter of fact, there's a podcast coming out called Down the Hill. I was sent to profile the case, and it gave me depression, gave me PTSD, nightmares. So much that it ruined my marriage. So much that I stayed in that basement in my office and I just tried to build a profile. I'm listening to these little girls cry before the killer killed them on the audio tape. And him telling them, go down the hill, girls, go down the hill. And they're crying, we don't want to go. And to this day, I still get chills. And if I talk about it too long, I'll start to cry. But I lost everything. It consumed me. My wife tried to get me to go out, tried to talk, tried to do events. She tried to talk to me. Pretty soon, my office was downstairs in our basement. Just built a $250,000 home. My office is downstairs in the basement. She would come and work out. The workout room was downstairs. The office was next door. Wouldn't even stick her head in the office and say, hey, how you doing? Would text me, dinner's done. It's on the island in the kitchen. Then I went up to her office where our library was to get a research book, and I saw the picture that we took to our trip to Tokyo was off her desk. And I knew that she was leaving me. I said, she's done. I called my brother crying and said, she's done. All I had to do was use those skills and listen to her when she tried to talk to me. This works professionally, personally, and socially. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you. You've been really great. I'm serious. I mean that. You've been great. I'm asking questions now. Anything but the two little girls I ask questions about. So we have time for questions. I suffer from tremors, so if my hand shakes, please forgive me. So, because I weaned myself off my antidepressant medication. I did. And so my hand shakes now. So, any questions? Somebody say something, man. Yes, sir, I am a Negro. Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to lighten up the situation. Y'all so tense.
I think in the beginning you said that a lot of these skills are already known.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, I have the personal impression that this is very taxing. Like, I know that this is good. At the same time, I'm not sure if people want only seek solutions or just want to be understood. So is being understood like 80% of helping your frustrated colleague, or is it the path to helping them improving? Or you know what I mean?
And I'm glad you said that. And if I had more time, if you send for the PowerPoint, there's like a 60 PowerPoint. This is a 2-hour lecture. It even has role-playing scenarios in it. And I'll send you the role-playing scripts that you can role-play with your colleagues. But what this does is, it's that behavioral stairway, those steps. And what it does is, it's not taxing, but what it does is, it opens up a communication, and the rapport is a benefit for both you and me. Like what you were just saying, and you're telling me about your interpretation of this, and I'm explaining to you there's more to it. It's building a rapport between us, and we're getting a better understanding of each other and our concept. And when you get a rapport, it's not friendship, because you're coworkers. You're not inviting that person out to karaoke or go drink or go to, a gentleman's club or something like that. Speaking of which, if somebody can tell me the best gentleman's club here, I appreciate it afterwards. Okay, so if you and it builds that it's not a friendship, it's a rapport. And when you have that rapport, you have an understanding. And again, it goes back to the behavioral stairway. I wish I could show it. Like influence, it's each step you take. You have the influence, the rapport, the understanding, the empathy. And when you combine all those together, you have a better communication skill. You have a better dialogue. I understand what you want out of me as a teammate, and now you understand what is expected of me as a teammate. You may not like me, and I may not like you, but we will respect each other and we'll understand each other. Does that kind of answer?
Yeah, kind of just thinking, can you do this with like 10 of your colleagues? So
Yeah.
It's hard work, right?
Yeah, you can, because you know what? What if you just sit down and you have a roundtable discussion and we all talk, but we need a moderator. And I'm not profiling you, sir, but I would suggest you be the moderator. You know, because, you know, you get down and you say, hey, this is what we need to do. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, what are your thoughts on this? What's the next object? And you go around the table and you talk and you talk and you listen. And you no cell phones, no notes, nothing. You just comment, you talk, and you give them eye contact. And you let them know what is expected of them. You show them this PowerPoint and you say, this is what I expect out of you before we have our next meeting. You'll have an understanding. And again, it's just practical. You're just telling them, hey, you listen to your wife, you listen to your husband, you give your teammates the same consideration. Give your team members the same consideration.
Okay, then I have one more question.
No, go ahead. No, the more the better.
The other thing is, do you have any tips on how to, if you're in the situation, remember what you just told us? You know, like something like I don't know, like a hunch or, you know what I mean?
Hunch.
Like, no, I was just thinking, so like how can I make sure that, like in a week, and going back from the conference, someone is saying something, and like how can I remember myself applying these? Like, do we have a trick? I don't know.
Yeah,
the best English word for that.
It's because, again, and what's your name, sir, again?
Roman.
Roman. I like that. That's a cool name. Roman, if you I like that. If you have these skills, Roman right here has asked me a lot of questions. They make sense, but more importantly, was he comfortable doing it? Dude, you just flowed. You got my attention. You're not having me look at my watch. You're not having me grab the mic and say somebody else talking. You got my attention. You're using it right now, man. And you got my attention. And I'm not being fake. You got my attention. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Oh, okay. 1 second. Yes, sir. Oh my God. See, I'm a facial recognition person. I got a lecture on how to. I put a guy to jail for 4 years for facial recognition, and facial recognition has an issue with people of color, and I got him out of prison for that. But you know who you look like, man?
Oh.
The rapper Drake. Anybody ever tell you that? You look at him. You look like, you know who he is?
No, actually not.
You don't know who Drake is?
No.
The rapper? Oh my God. Okay, yeah, you look like Drake.
Look up?
Yeah, you remind me of Drake. Anyway, go ahead, sir.
All right, so
He's a handsome guy. Okay.
like me.
Yes, of course.
Right. So my question is that I many times see in my company that many people are afraid of opening up. So I see them having problems, and that would be good to open a conversation, but they don't really open up. So how can you open up these kind of people, especially if, for example, they have problem with you?
Yeah.
How do you start this conversation?
Round table suggestion, and you let them know. Say, hey, we're having this discussion not because there's anything wrong. Hell, we're the best team. We're the best team here. We put our products are bad. Our products are dope. You know, I talked to like hell. True story. I was talking to a bunch of prisoners about this. One guy took my lecture and built a dope empire out of it. He did. He taught his guys how to sell drugs better through using team building skills. True story. True story. I'll send you the article. I'm walking out like this, you know. But yeah, true story. He used team building skills. He used that PowerPoint and built a better drug empire. Basically, you say, hey, we got the best team. We got the best team. I want to be just tell them, hey, I just want to see if we can improve ourselves. Let's see and you just put in a round table. Everybody wants to be heard. Who in here don't want to be heard? Everybody wants to be heard. Some people, and like you said, and yeah, I'm biased. Sometimes people in the IT field, they are a little bit introvert. But you know what? If you get John, Jane, Timmy, Jan, Lucas together, and I don't mean to use American names, but if you get those guys together and girls together and sit them around in a table, John starts to talk, Jane starts to talk, Timmy's going to be like, well, hell, I've got something to say too. A round table. And when I mean round table, you go around in a circle. And everybody.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
When you talked about micro encouragers, you made a really interesting point about how the person speaking has control at that point, and you're not really. There are times when you're not trying to take it back; you're trying to let them have it. But there are also times when it's necessary to try to take it back. Do you have any tips on doing that without
Being rude.
Yeah, without being rude
Yeah.
or like sort of stepping on them?
Yeah, and like for instance, okay, say for instance you just talked and you were talking for 12 minutes. I would listen to what you're saying. What you're saying is tips. And then when you say the word tip, hey, tips. Now that you mentioned it, and then that's what I get. But you listen to what they're saying, you pick off a key word that you can flow off of. And you go into it again. What's your name, ma'am?
Allison.
Hi, Allison. Allison, for instance, let me show you. Tell us what you did today. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize. Say, for instance, Allison's been talking for 12 minutes already. Go ahead, Allison.
Well, this morning I woke up and I took a shower, and then I went down to breakfast and had some
What'd
grapefruit.
you eat for breakfast? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but the reason I'm asking is because the eggs I had were soggy, and but I ate them again. I ate more of them. I ate probably like 3 helpings, and people were looking at me so funny, like, "Damn, when's the brother gonna stop? Don't they feed him at home in Harlem?" And I'm like, "Why you think I'm from Harlem?" So just like that, I come in, I raise my voice, not in an angry tone, but I raise my voice like breakfast, like. What you had to say, let you know what you had to say is interesting, but now it's my turn to kick in. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
How do you handle those situations where everyone's talking at the same time? Everyone wants their voice to be heard at the same time.
Me ask somebody. Thank you. Good question. All these are good questions. Team leaders, raise your hands. Okay. Sir, how would you handle it?
Me, I would. Well, we do it in agile stand-up. So we use an object. Someone would hold the object, and when they got the object, they can talk.
Okay.
Then they pass it on to the next person.
You know what? Can I steal that?
Yeah.
Can you email me and remind me of that? Because that's dude. You made me a rich dude. Okay, so, I was about to say something else. All right, so how would you do it?
Exactly the same.
Okay.
We do the
Please,
same
somebody
thing.
email me. You got my email? Okay, because you mind if I take that? Hold on, I'm trying to find my email address. Go ahead, I'm listening, man, but I got to steal this because that's nice. Will people think I thought of that? Okay, yeah. Please take a picture of that, man, please, sir. Okay.
Yes, it's actually the same. So,
Okay, I like that. Have you guys ever did anything like that before? I've never thought of that. Good question. All of these are good questions. Anybody else? Oh, yes, sir. Your name, sir? Chris. Yes, sir. And what do you do, sir?
I'm a software engineer.
Okay. I'm sorry. I've been meaning to ask people that. I usually do because people want to. People like to know what you do, and so I'm sorry I didn't ask that. I've just been so hyped. You guys have been so good. But software engineer. Go ahead, sir.
This one's more of an internal question to when you're practicing active listening. Do you ever get some feelings that like you're a fake or this is complete imposter syndrome, and how do you deal with that and compartmentalize it and almost don't get yourself into the rabbit hole of you feel like you're manipulating the person you're listening to for your own ends?
Yeah, and you know what? Good question. Yes. And again, a gentleman, like I said, I always find the event organizer after I'm done. Jacob's Brian, I don't know where he's at. He's gone. So, but I always say, what do I need to work on? I never say, how did I do? Because I know how I did, or I think I know how I did. If I say how I did, I'm not going to get the truthful answer. If I ask you how I did, you're not going to say you did lousy, or you moved around too much, or you talked too fast. You're not going to say that. Most people won't. Now, if I say, I'm going to force them to be truthful and say, what do I need to work on? That right there forces you to be truthful. Being fake, Guy in Romania said he thought it was being fake, but it's not. If you're genuinely asking people questions, whether, and hypothetically, if it is fake, like that person on Twitter, my buddy on Twitter, who I had to block because he was tweeting me too much. I had to slow him down. I had to mute him. I had to mute him in November. Like that person, everybody wants to be heard. Everybody, if I'm fake, but I ask you how you're doing and what do you do for a living, you're going to answer because everybody wants to be heard. You're going to tell them, yeah, hey, I'm proud to be an engineer. I'm proud to work here. I'm proud to have this. I'm proud to have that. So, but the thing of this is you have to be real. You have to be yourself. If you're fake about this, it's not going to work. And that it'll work because the people that you're talking to, the listeners, they're not going to know that you're being fake, but you will know. And eventually it'll catch up with you. Yes, ma'am.
So I had a question.
What do you do?
I'm a software engineer.
Okay.
I work for a public media company. We try to tell stories to help improve people's empathy.
Okay.
And this question is probably, maybe it's a problem with my own empathy, but the coworker that you asked about earlier, maybe I didn't get along with.
The one that just left?
Yeah, the one that just left.
Damn, that was cold. I was like, she cold.
What I really felt like the problem was
that's what
that
we call in America.
He
That's
more had
gangster.
an issue with me, and I felt like he was being disingenuous about it. You know, I would try to empathize with what he would say the problem was, why he was so closed off, why he would not work with me, and it would just be sort of excuses, and I didn't feel like ever was getting to the real problem, that he was ever going to be willing to talk to me about it. Like, what could I have done better in that situation?
Yeah, and you know what? A friend of mine asked me a question. She's an attorney, and she just got with a new firm, and she said, I said, well, how'd your day went? And she said, it was bad. I said, why? She said, well, I had to let somebody go today. And I said, well, you have to look at it like this. You're new to this firm. That person was on your team. Was that person doing sloppy work product? Yes. Was this person warned before? Yes. If it continued, would it have made you look bad? Would it have reflected on you? Yes. If you put up with that, if you continue to allow that, eventually it's going to reflect on you, make you look bad. That's the way I look at it. Yeah, talk to HR. Anybody else? Okay. Hey, this has been wonderful. I think I've overextended myself. Oh, I got 4 minutes. Okay. All right. I apologize about not knowing Kobe's name, because I know everybody's taking off because he was more than a basketball player. And it like somebody said, it shows you how short life is, and that you need to, and it's sad the way they all of them, all 9 of them, and so it was more than just a basketball player passing. So I didn't want you to think I was being insensitive about that. I just, I apologize. So I thought I didn't want you to think I was being insensitive, because I know the whole world is grieving, not because a basketball player died, but the way that the guy died with his father, and a basketball coach, a wife, parents died, and I didn't want you to think I was being insensitive for that. I apologize. Thank you.